Imagine pulling up to a high-budget commercial shoot, unpacking your pristine, industry-standard camera package, setting up the perfect lighting matrix, and slowly realizing that your multi-thousand-dollar gear investment has just been made entirely obsolete by a quiet announcement from Sony. For the last several years, the independent filmmaking world has been completely dominated by a single, undisputed king. The original Sony FX3 didn't just capture market share, it redefined what was possible for a compact cinema camera. It trickled its way up from solo YouTube creators to high-end music videos, corporate documentaries, and eventually achieved the unthinkable, anchoring a $90 million Hollywood feature film. Welcome to my channel Tech Launch. Subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon for the new tech updates. It was the perfect storm of a compact form factor, legendary dual-native ISO low-light performance, and unmatched autofocus reliability. But as time moved on, the industry shifted beneath Sony's feet. Competitors like Panasonic, Blackmagic, and Red began offering features that indie filmmakers used to dream of, tools like internal RAW recording, open-gate sensors, and advanced color science, all without forcing users to buy giant production rigs. Sony was backed into a corner. They couldn't afford to rest on their laurels anymore. And that is exactly why the whispers, the leaks, and the sheer tension surrounding the development of the Sony FX3 Mark II have reached an absolute fever pitch. If you are a director of photography, a high-tier commercial creator, a production house owner, or someone who is currently saving up their hard-earned cash to buy the current FX3, you need to freeze exactly where you are. Do not click buy, do not put down a deposit, and do not make a single gear decision until you listen to every single word of this breakdown. Because the camera landscape is about to undergo a violent, systemic shift. We are going to expose the brutal truth about the upcoming Sony FX3 II, the massive engineering breakthrough Sony is using to completely crush the competition, the hidden hardware limitations designed to protect their ultra-expensive cinema line, and the precise psychological traps that camera manufacturers use to keep you trapped in a never-ending cycle of expensive gear upgrades. Let's start with the fundamental crisis that forced Sony to design the successor in the first place. The original FX3 was built around a beautiful, highly specialized 12-megapixel sensor. For video, 12 megapixels is a magic number. It allows for large physical pixels that drink in light, giving you that iconic clean image at astronomical ISO settings. But 12 megapixels also creates a hard physical wall. It means you are locked strictly into a native 4K resolution output. In today's aggressive commercial market, clients are increasingly demanding higher resolution deliverables, not because they actually want 6K or 8K files for final delivery, but because they want the safety net. They want the ability to crop in 20%, reframe a medium shot into a close-up in post-production, stabilize a shaky handheld take, or deliver content simultaneously for horizontal television formats and vertical social media layouts without destroying the structural pixel integrity of the image. This is where Sony's competition began to bleed them dry. Filmmakers started migrating toward open-gate sensors, panels that record using the full physical height and width of the sensor, giving you a taller aspect ratio. OpenGate allows a filmmaker to shoot a single scene and effortlessly crop out a widescreen cinematic frame for YouTube alongside a perfect vertical frame for mobile platforms, all from the exact same file. For the FX3 II, Sony had to solve this resolution paradox without destroying the low-light identity that made the original camera famous. The engineering rumors indicate a transition toward a hyper-fast,